Hey beauties, good evening to you. So I was scrolling Facebook and something came up on my feed. A woman was talking about her experience with other Jamaicans when, she just moved to the United States of America. And it broke my heart. She said many misunderstood. They were kind of chiding her and maybe being vitriolic in terms of her saying negative things about the Jamaican people. But to be very honest with you, Jamaicans, this is something that I've heard since I've been traveling from a child, from my childhood days until now. I've heard the cries of many Jamaicans. I remember when I was much younger, I used to hear people say they hate to go to countries in which a number of Jamaicans are concentrated because there bounds to be some sort of problem. They behave vulgar, boisterous. Crab it. I kid you not. I'm not just saying these words to offend anyone because I too am a Jamaican and it would hit me as well, And they say where too many Jamaicans are there, there's just going to be bound to be any problem. And then a metamorphosis was sort of created, or an amalgamation. I don't know how to even describe it, where no, there is an adage. So it moves from not associating with them because they will carry your name down, will put a dent in your name. And then it moves to a sort of malicious and malignant envy and jealousy. Now, she was giving her story to say that she had a very good friend, or a friend that, she thought was a good friend. And it so happened that both of them ended up in the same city, not city necessarily, but the same parish is in my mind that I don't want to say parish because because I'm Jamaica and we get used to speaking about our own country. What do you call it? States. So they somehow it wasn't planned, but they ended up in the same state. Now by profession, I think she said she's a chef, and the other person was not. So a job they had a mutual acquaintance. Let's put it that way. But I think the mutual acquaintance would have been more closer to the other person, to her other friend, than her. So, the mutual acquaintance spoke to the other friend and got the friend a job. And she asked her friend, ask if there's any job in terms of any chef work. And the friend would say, no, man, there's nothing here. So, all right, fast forward, she saw the mutual person that got the job for her friend. And, she said, she just asked him, is there anything that you can get for me, boy? And he said, what can you do? And she said, I'm a cook, I can cook, I'm a chef by profession, yada, yada, yada. And he said, huh? He said, your friend told me that you did housekeeping, that you had no knowledge in terms of the kitchen. She said, what? And it went on and on. And then she said, she laughed, and I guess she had gotten a job and so on because she said, that friend, it's ironic, that friend has no knowledge in terms of the kitchen, in terms of being a chef. So, she realized that there was a problem, but somehow she still kept the friendship going and so on and so forth. And then I don't know, I somehow got a little bit lost in the story, but she was saying that she shared some sort of accomplishment that she had gotten with some friends, some Jamaican friends that she would hang out with like every other week. And as soon as she shared some accomplishment or whatever it is that she said, I wasn't following what she was saying. It kind of threw me off a little bit, because she said they have part one, part two, and, they basically started to show a bad face and it became very pungent. And she just said when she left, they blocked her completely. And one particular friend she has not seen to this present day. So I'm saying to you, my Jamaican people, it makes no sense that you quarrel with her. She could not be talking if there, let us say in the world you have maybe 7 million Jamaican people across the globe. I'm just using a figure. She could not talk about the all 7 million to the T. She's talking about a large number of people. This is not something new. It's not uncommon with what we have heard. I've been hearing a lot of complaints with let me tell you, scroll the internet, you talk to people, you hear things through the grapevine. It is a problem. There seemed to be a spirit of envy and jealousy in a malignant and malicious way that is even more pungent and pronounced in our own country. More, I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other countries. I am not saying no, don't get me wrong, but I deal with my country. Let every butt sit on its own tub. I am dealing with my country. Let another country deal with theirs. But it is ripe, you know? It is ripe and a pungent smell in the nostrils of God and in the nostrils of other people who try to live a decent life. Not perfect, but try to live a life of integrity, sincerity, honesty, and wholeness in their hearts and in their minds and in their souls. There are too many bad-minded people here. Why would you do that and it's your friend? And one of the things that people do not understand, that the pie is so big. The world is so wealthy that everyone in the world can become wealthy to the point of being a multi-millionaire and the world still remains wealthy. Why are you being envious? It is almost like the foot saying, I'm envious of the hands, and the hands saying, I'm envious of the eyes. That's the best way for me to put it, because what the eyes can't do, the hands can, and what the hands can't do, the eyes can. They're both necessary. Ask yourself, I'm sure that even if, for the most part, most people, if somebody were to offer them £1 billion sterling or 1 billion United States dollars for one of their eyes, one of their feet, one of their hands, I guarantee you most people will say no. Only those that may not value the human body may say yes. And I guarantee you, even after they get that money, they will have regrets. They would have regrets handing over their hand when they realize, oh my God, I look handicapped. I can't do some of the things that I enjoy doing anymore. The money will no longer, they will realize that it brought them no happiness, because they can't even have 2 hands and 2 feet and 2 eyes to enjoy it the way they would want to. People now look at them as though they're aliens. You know how people are when you don't look the same as they do, and when you don't have your full body parts, and when you're not normal. It's either they pity you or they scorn you or kind of make a mockery of you. It's a reality. You see, they fall under one of the 3 sort of categories, basically. I've heard stories after stories. Some Jamaicans, when they go abroad, they literally, and maybe that is why you can't blame them when they cut off other Jamaican people, because of poor and bad, treacherous experiences that they've had. I've spoken to people who have traveled, even people who tell me about the work and travel, that people try to sabotage them on a short stint as a work and travel, that a lot of Jamaicans try to sabotage them. He said, this cannot be real and it's a short stint. What does it profit you to gain the world and to lose your entire soul? In other words, what would it profit you to gain that, and in the long run you get hit? Karma comes and boxes you down, because karma will come. We call it karma today. It is just what you reap what you sow. The piper will want to be paid, and you have no choice but to pay the piper. There are too many Jamaicans. They should even blame that woman or curse her out or create a vitriol around her, because what she has spoken is factual. These are people's experiences. They have been bitten badly, like a Rottweiler who is charged up, ready and waiting to just eat your neck off. It is people's experiences. I've heard it time and time again. They don't want to mix with Jamaicans, and they're a Jamaican themselves. It's hard for them to say that. It's embarrassing. It's hurtful. Because, as terrible as other countries are with their isms and schisms, I don't think I've ever heard any of them saying that. They don't want to be wear a disc, of the same, or a that of the same. When I scroll, TikTok in particular, and I listen to how my brothers and sisters, because we're all brothers and sisters in Christ, in a sense. He made us all, tearing bringing people's personal, even bringing in their children and mother and father. And I said, my God, these are people that, not just that you don't want them as nothing in your life, neither friend, enemy, nothing at all. Like, you don't want them, know you don't know them. Literally. Sad. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this message. Thanks.